Good evening. Good evening. We'll be starting in about another 5 or so minutes.
Hi, Mohammed. This is Tarena. Thanks for joining. You're on mute. Still on mute.
Hi, how are you? How's
I-
everybody?
All is well. Thanks for joining. I'm going to get back to you. I'm trying to gather some availability for the team.
Right.
So hopefully we can get something on the calendar for next week. Since I
Nice,
have you here, I
nice,
thought I'd share.
nice. Actually, I left Park Heights like 10 minutes ago. I said I will do it from home. I said, man, then I looked at the watch. I said, when I get home, it will be too late. So I made U-turn, came back to Park Heights. No, I'm sitting in my office. Believe me.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Janelle, who will be facilitating this meeting, will also be joining me when we come to visit you at the Woodland location. So we'll get that date firmed up in the next day or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I was talking to Ms. Shanna yesterday regarding your name came up that, hey, they are going to come visit us. And I said, I will try to follow up again. So,
Yep, just give us some grace. We're just coming off of Preakness from the festival and Preakness as well.
right.
And just
Understand.
getting ramped back up. But Janelle and I, and maybe at least one or two other members of the team are going to come over and visit the digs over at Woodland.
Look at Miss Janelle. Look at that laughing, smiling face.
That is her all the time, believe it or not.
Okay.
You can't
Ask you
help
all
but
to
smile when she's
refrain
in the
from the
room.
compliments now. I'm about to let more
Nice.
people into the room.
Why not?
Yeah, when I look at her, she makes you smile, whether you want to or not.
Okay. Hey, not everybody has that gift.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me all okay?
We do.
Okay, perfect. I'm about to let a few more people into the room, so please stop right now with the compliments. Thank you. We don't want them to get jealous.
She's so modest, so modest.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to be starting in just a few minutes. We're going to give more folks an opportunity to join the meeting.
Next time we'll get that ambiance music playing, Janelle.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to be starting momentarily. We're just waiting for a few more folks to join in.
Spirit is a grassroots organization
right, we have quite a few folks on the call, so thank you all for joining us. We're just going to give folks another 1 or 2 minutes to get themselves situated. I've gotten several calls that people are on the way, almost out of the car. So we want them to benefit from the first part of our meeting because tonight we have a special guest who is going to lead us through a mindfulness activity. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, for those of you who didn't know. And at some point, I'm going to turn on my actual camera and show off this candle that I'm burning because I feel very zen and relaxed. Let's see, can I? So we're going to be very zen and relaxed.
I love that. I can put a candle in my virtual background.
Right. I'm trying to
It
be
might
very
not feel
careful.
the
I have to be careful. I put a lot of product in my curly hair, so I'm trying to be very careful.
Remember the Yuletide log during the holidays, though?
Oh yeah. All righty. I'm looking for guest mindfulness presenter. Do. All righty. All right, perfect. Okay. So thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Janelle Johnson Momani, and I am the Community Engagement Partner at Park Heights Renaissance. Let me see, there we go. Turn this down a little bit. And tonight we're going to focus, no I'm kidding. We're going to say hello to all of you. Thank you all for joining us. We truly appreciate you. If anyone sees, oh, okay, 12 people have entered the waiting room. Maybe I started too soon. 1 second, we're gonna bring them all in. My apologies, but I don't want to make you all wait. But all righty. So now there are 33 of us, and I suspect there will be more joining in. But before we move into the program portion of our meeting, I want to acknowledge all of our elected officials who work so tirelessly on our behalf and give them an opportunity to say a few words if they are on the call. Some of them I know are in transit, but if you are an elected official or representing an elected official, please let us know who you are and that you are on the call tonight. Oh, okay, there's 2 more people coming in.
Oh, Janelle, while you're waiting for that, good evening, everyone. I'm Tarina Thomas. I'm the Director for Community Engagement and Stakeholder Engagement at Park Heights Renaissance. I did speak with Councilwoman Middleton's office. I know that Jasmine is going to be late to this meeting to represent the councilwoman.
Okay,
There are some other meetings happening in the district this evening, so we just have a few conflicts. But she will be joining us later, so we'll circle back around perhaps later on and acknowledge any officials.
absolutely. Sounds good. Okay, so that brings us to our guest this evening, and I'm going to say your name as it is written, and please correct me if I don't say it correctly. Her name is Tanaya. Did I say that right?
Hey, Janelle, it is Tania.
Tania. Oh man. Sorry. Okay. Tania. Tania has been invited to guide us all through a mindfulness activity. She did a beautiful presentation at our community meeting in April, and Yolanda thought it right for her to guide us during this Mental Health Awareness Month through a mindfulness activity as we kick off our May meeting. So, Tania, please let me know what you want me to do to facilitate this, or I can just give you the floor.
Yeah, you could just give me the floor. That'll be fine.
The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you all for welcoming me. I love the Park Heights community. Let's get into a little mindful activity, all right? So you don't have to do any of this, but I am inviting you to engage. Just being in the presence of someone guiding a mindfulness activity puts you where you need to be. So if you can't do everything or don't want to do everything, that's okay. You're here, and that is enough. All right. So I do invite you to bring awareness to your feet. Notice the position of your feet, and then take a moment to place the feet firmly against the ground. So left foot is flat on the ground, right foot is flat on the ground. We don't want to cross the legs. And then if you're sitting in a chair, make sure that the ankles are directly under the knees. We just want some alignment in the body as we get into our breath work. And just sitting comfortably in your seat, so we'll take a moment and roll the shoulders back and down. All right. And I invite you to just place your hands, palms face down on your lap. And then, if it's okay for you, I invite you to gently close your eyes or maybe just find a soft gaze towards the earth, taking this moment to honor yourself and release a little bit of stress. Before we get into the mechanics of the breath, we just want to bring awareness to what's happening around us. So please just take a moment and notice what sounds you can come in contact with, whether it's in your direct vicinity in the room that you're in, maybe reaching your ability to hear out into the building or maybe even into the streets. What can you hear? All right. And then I want you to, whether your eyes are open or closed, just notice what you see. Notice any thoughts that are coming up for you. Release any judgment about your thoughts or what's happening around you. Let it go. And now I invite you to bring that same attention and awareness to this beautiful healing air that we breathe. Without changing, just notice how your body is reacting to the inhale and the exhale. Notice the belly expanding and compressing. Bringing awareness to the breath is a great way to help ourselves become more grounded and more centered. And now, on the count of 3, we will begin to slow down the breath. Scientists have confirmed what has been done for many years. Slowing down the breath helps to rejuvenate and heal our organs, as well as helping to release stress. So on the count of 3, I invite you to inhale as slow as possible. See if you can feel the belly expanding as the air comes in. And then we're going to exhale through the nose again, just as slow as possible, feeling the belly compress. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale through the nose. Good. One more time. Inhale through the nose, nice and slow. And slowly exhale. Nice. So maybe you've noticed just with those 2 simple, slow breaths that things are beginning to shift in your body and in your mind. So this time, I want you to bring awareness to your beautiful face and allow your face to relax. Let there be space between the top row and the bottom row of teeth. Allow the jawbone to be released. And the tongue is just relaxing. And notice how relaxing your face helps the rest of the body to relax. Let's do a really quick exercise here. So I want you to actually tense your face up, act like you're mad and squinch your nose and your lips and then release all of the muscles in the face. And notice how the whole entire body relaxes. We'll do that one more time. Tighten the face, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then relax, release all of the muscles. Feel the tension melting away from the whole body. We're going to do 2 more cycles of slow, deep breathing. This time I'm going to count. All right, but don't worry. If you need to exhale or inhale before the count is finished, please do that. Do your best. Okay, so we're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for a count of 2 and exhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, excuse me, for 2. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Here we go. Big inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Exhale.
Hello?
4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello. Welcome. We're doing a breathing exercise, some breath work to bring us into our focus on mental health today. So welcome, welcome. So that finishes our 3 rounds of slow, deep breathing. So release control of the breath here. And again, just notice how your body is reacting, how the mind is reacting to this slow, deep breathing. And then to close out our session today, we're going to place the right hand over the hand over the right hand, gently bringing the chin towards the chest. We'll take a moment here and think of someone or someplace that could use some love right now. And on the inhale, imagine that you're surrounding that place, that person, with a powerful, healing, caring love energy. In 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale, imagine that person or place. And exhale, let it go. And then, what about you, who does so much for yourself, your community, your family? You deserve to receive some beautiful, loving, healing energy. So, on the count of 3, as we inhale, I want you to imagine this beautiful glowing light all around you. Maybe it's white or gold or green, maybe red or pink. As you inhale, imagine that color as love energy surrounding you and supporting you. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale. And exhale. Very good. And we'll gently lift your beautiful face back to center. You can release the hands from your heart. Allow them to relax on your lap once more. And I will begin to turn things back over to our beautiful hostess with the mostess. If there aren't any questions or comments about our experience today.
That was so nice, Tania. Hold on, hold on. Let me bring my energy back down. Thank you so much for
Yes.
your lovely mindfulness activity. I feel
My
very
pleasure.
calm, very zen.
Good.
We will continue the rest of the meeting with that tone. Okay. Good.
It does it
Yolanda.
every time. Thank
I
you.
needed that. I'm ready to take a nap now.
Someone said, I may fall asleep. It's okay. It's okay. Yolanda, did you want to go ahead? We're about to head into George Spider Anderson. So we're going to wake up in a second because it was so wonderful. You want to kick that off? Robin is going to talk about it, but I don't know if you want to say something first.
So as you guys know, I hope everyone on the call knows that we were the kickoff event for Preakness 150 right here in Park Heights. And I just want to say Robin's going to get into all the hype. I just want to start by saying I was Park Heights proud that day. I've really felt the love. I saw people hugging. I saw kids having a ball in that kids zone. And for me, when we started this vision of this festival 4 years ago, I can't even believe. Just look at how far we've come from building an idea that we could do something in Park Heights that helped community residents feel that they were a part of the Preakness celebration. And the other component was really how could we use it as an economic development strategy to help highlight our businesses and drive people to the area during the time of Preakness and leading up to Preakness. And boy, oh boy, this year, I think we set the tone for how this could grow and grow. So I just want to say thank you to our staff and all of our contractual partners who help make this happen. But most of all, just thank you to the community. I was really proud to be Park Heights born and working in Park Heights. And I just hope that everybody else felt that. And we're looking forward to ideas. Every year we've taken more ideas and looking forward to, I'm going to claim it. I always say stuff out loud and put myself in a jam, but I see that that festival will grow to a citywide festival that we will one day have at the Pimlico racetrack. Because in a few years, those parcels that we're celebrating on, as we've seen over the last 4 years, every year we're losing a parcel to new development. So that's a good thing. So we're going to work ourselves out of space, and hopefully in the future will be the center of the celebration with Preakness right there at the Pimlico racetrack. So I will turn it over to Robin and continue to smile and hear all the feedback. So thank you guys again for being the most banging, beautiful, best community in Baltimore City.
Thank you, Yolanda. I mean, you said it all, like just thanking the community for showing up and showing out. If you weren't from Park Heights, you wanted to be from Park Heights. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just gonna get bigger and better. So I just want to say thank you, of course, to our performers, Dougie Fresh, MC Light. They lit the stage up. You know, everybody was right up at the front. We had the Eclipse Band. I'll make sure I don't forget anyone. Gerson Franco, Latin band, Natalie Phillips, local talent, and she also performed at the Governor's Mansion.
Yeah.
Part of the Preakness Festival week. So that just made it even bigger. I think people were talking about it from the Preakness Festival. We had the governor and the first lady and the city talking about it. But when people came to it, they didn't know what they were in for. And so that's why I know that it's going to be much bigger next year. And I just want to give also special thanks to our sponsors, LifeBridge, Park West, Gardenzia, and STL for showing up. That's about it. But if anyone has any feedback, we have an official form that we want to send out. But until we get that out, if you could send any feedback, positive or just ways that you think we could improve on, please send that to info@phrmd.org. I'll put it in the chat. But please, we're welcome to any feedback because this is an event for the community. We want to bring the things that you all want to see at the festival.
Thank you so much, Robin. Now, I know there are a lot of folks on this call who probably have a lot of wonderful things to say about the festival. And now is your time before we go to our first community spotlight presenter.
Did you guys want to share the festival reel? I mean the media coverage.
Oh, yes, of course.
I was trying to cover for her just in case.
I know.
something-
Y'all check that while I bring that up.
But anybody want to give feedback, feel free. Or you can put it in chat.
Are all of you all still feeling very zen for the mindfulness activity?
Hey, this is Kelly. I just wanted to say, yeah, I had a fantastic time. I was there the whole day, spent the whole day in Northwest. And I think it's just so great, the partnership that NHP has really brought. And like this whole like interim uses plan is very unique. It was the first time that we've really done that on our RFP. And it's just like one of many, many, many things that Park Heights has been the first to do. But it's just really exciting. I thought you guys did an amazing job. The weather was beautiful. But 10 out of 10. Great job, everybody.
Thanks, Kelly. And Rebecca has her hand raised.
Hi, yeah, just wanted to share the feedback that I have heard, from me. I've got, the best feedback personally to share, but I wanted to lift up what I heard from people from across Baltimore and people from out of town that came in to visit and everything. People were just really talking about the people across the city were talking about the great promotion and stuff, how they knew that there was all this community-led activity and all this great stuff. And then as well, people made a point of telling me throughout the week and stuff that they, just seeing the development, seeing the 17 acres, seeing all the things that the money has gone towards and like everything happening in the community there, people were like seeing it and feeling it. And just so like the Park Heights is the place to be, which we've all known that, but you guys have really cemented it in people's minds that this is the place to be where the best stuff is happening. So thank you guys so much.
Oh, great feedback. I thought I saw another hand. Any vendors want to speak to their experience?
Which was most important to me. Well, one of the most important. It's high up there.
Tavon, I see that you're with us. I saw that you put something in the chat. Did you have something you wanted to share publicly? You're muted. There we go.
Nah, I couldn't get the mute off. I was out when first and foremost, hello everyone. I'm Tavon, at the back. As Yolanda was speaking, I was literally saying out loud, but I couldn't get the mute off. Like I said it first. It's going to be the biggest festival and the most adorned festival of the city. And the experience since I've been coming there and being a vendor there, it's phenomenal. It's only growing. And if anybody has an opportunity or wants to take part in an opportunity, I wholeheartedly recommend. You just can't shake a stick at the opportunity to get your product, get your business, to network with people that otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to see you. I don't care how many social media followers you have. All of that pales in comparison to hands-on smile, communication, someone having the ability to exchange numbers with you, and meeting people from, different environments or different areas that you ordinarily would not come across. There were delegates, there were people just walking the field and just, checking things out. And it was just amazing because you didn't know who you were shaking hands with. And that type of experience can take you, places when especially if you have great customer service, especially if you have a great personality, if you're speaking to people, if you're presenting yourself in a way that says, hey, this is my business and I'm just, pushing my life as forward as I can, as fast as I can. And you'd be amazed at how many people you would come across that you otherwise would not have the opportunity to. So yeah, I'll definitely look forward to it in the forthcoming years. And also I look forward to it being, like I said, not the biggest biggest and adorned festival of the city.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hey, Vaughn, you want to
Tania?
tell
I'm
everybody
sorry.
real
You
quick,
paid
do
for
your
that.
plug. No, do your plug, because we always want to make sure every time we are elevating our businesses. So you want to just tell people again what you do and make sure people know that they can come see you instead of going to another retailer outside of Park Heights, and drop your contact in the chat.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, again, Tavon Wilson. I'm the owner of At the Bag, which is Baltimore Asset Group. What I have presented to my community is the ability to get custom-made apparel, merchandise, stuff, things for your business, things for your own clothing line. I've created my own clothing line, living as an example, as well as, a manufacturer for others. By all means, you can scan the QR code on the screen. And for all your customized apparel needs, I'll be right there on the go. My address is 3609 West Rogers Avenue. And I'm always open to helping and pushing and seeing everyone succeed. So please, by all means, tap in.
So
That was
Tavon
perfect.
does Tavon does
Good
embroidery.
job.
That was perfect.
Tavon does embroidery. He also does heat press. So those are, some of the things we go to some of the other retailers sometimes maybe for. We have it right here in Park Heights.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I apologize. I was when you were doing the exercises, Tania, I think she said Tania was the correct way. Tania, I'm so sorry. Tania, when you was doing the exercises, I was loading something on the machine. I was like, dang, I'm missing all of the Zumba of it all. And I'm so sorry that I missed that, but I'm definitely looking forward to our conversation coming into fruition as well.
Yes, absolutely. No worries.
You're next, Tania.
Oh, yeah, thank you for this. I am so honored to even have the opportunity to share. I love the Spider Festival. Um, this year is definitely grown. And yeah, I was even able to meet in person people in the community, such as Tavon. Looking forward to the collaboration with him. I had to make some notes because from the very beginning, the vending support was excellent. The staff were very helpful. We had clear directions. Security was on point. Everywhere along the way, people were guiding us to where we needed to be. And it was just so welcoming and supportive. We really appreciated that. We currently have a yoga teacher training cohort happening. It's the first ever in Park Heights 200-hour trauma-informed yoga teacher training. And it was a great bonding opportunity for us as a group because several of, us came out there and we're like, oh, we're the yoga ladies, and we're at 4151 Park Heights Avenue. We were able to connect with so many people. Like Tavon said, the crowd was diverse and so pleasant. And then, okay, so that's it. I hit all of my notes. So I just want to thank you all, Park Heights Renaissance, the Park Heights community, for just being amazing. Thank you specifically, Yolanda, for your support and even this opportunity to share in this way.
Excuse
Yes.
me. Shameless plug. Tania, the watermelon ginger honey. I want you. Oh my God. People that can see me. I'm buying. I'm treating. Whoever wants to try that,
Tia, so you want to tell about the products you were selling then?
Thank you for that. Because there was three things now I didn't mention. All right, so that was a part of the cohort. I don't personally make them, but this is what our yoga teachers in training do. They create supportive products to help you with stress release and vitality, such as that delicious watermelon juice. So, I mean, we got it on tap. When you're ready, whoever wants some, we will get it for you. The person that actually was facilitating that, she is going to be at 4151 Park Heights Avenue this Sunday coming, her and her daughter. They do a family sort of dance line instruction event. It's free. They go over the fan dance, you know, so you get to learn a lot of different dances with a mom and her daughter. It's Yaya in Brooklyn, and that's happening Sunday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So hope to see you there. I can tell her bring some watermelon juice and we'll have that for you on Sunday for sure. And then actually Saturday, we're having our youth art therapy session, the first ever. Again, thankfully to the support of the Enough Grant Park Heights Renaissance, we're able to collaborate with a local artist. They're coming in from 12 to 4 on Saturday to facilitate youth art therapy. It's free. We welcome you to come. You'll create your own canvas, one to place at 4151 Park Heights Avenue. Oh, thank you. Perfect. And then you can do another canvas to take home with you. You won't take it home that day, it has to dry, but you know, you get one to take home as well. So we look forward to seeing you there. 4151 Park Heights Avenue. Yep, and there's our information, QR code. I need to get the QR code like Tavon though. And that's the other thing about the Park Heights organizations. We just inspire each other. I'm learning so much just from being in community. So again, I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Tania. I see one of our colleagues, Miss Matthews, has her hand raised.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I had a wonderful time at the festival. I also had some of the watermelon ginger juice. I saw every vendor there because Janelle had me looking for someone with snowballs, and I had to go through the entire event and the vendors to find it. So there were a lot of wonderful resources. And when I got to
Wait, can you say if it was an enjoyable experience? Because that sounded it sounded like I worked you real hard.
Yeah, I did have a good time, but I didn't have any money. So Tania offered to purchase the juice for me, which was really very nice. And I'm involved in the Billie Holiday Festival in West Baltimore, and Tavon is going to make our t-shirts.
Nice.
So we were able to coordinate with him. I've been working in the Park Heights community for more than 30 years, and I can see the transformation. I can see the energy and the change, the positive change that Park Heights have taken. People often say, oh, I don't want to go to Park Heights, but now everyone wants to come. They heard about the older adults have heard about the new buildings, and so they're moving into the area. I introduced some of them to Tarina at the festival, and it was just wonderful to see the older adults to actually come out and feel comfortable walking around. They had water, they had the cooling tent, and that was really, really very special. So thank you for thinking about us. And I have some ideas for next year festival for the older adults. But it reminded me of Artscape when I took a look at the overall number of people that was there and what was going on. That's what it reminded me. And Artscape, of course, is one of the biggest festivals in Baltimore City, but it has absolutely nothing on what our staff coordinated. So I want to give a shout out to Yolanda and our entire staff who was very busy and diligent about putting this festival on. And I called my friend and I said, you just gotta come here. And he called me back and said, Miss Sarah, they say I can't even get to the festival because there's too many people and the roads are closed. How am I gonna get there? But they found their way there and everyone just had a wonderful time. So thank you all. And I gave it a rating of 98. Thank you.
98.
That, Miss Sarah, we take that and we wear it proudly.
We're going for those 2 points. We're going for it. Okay, I believe Robin has the video ready to go.
For those who were not able to come.
I'm sorry. WMAR did a great job of capturing the festival, and Yolanda always does a great job of the interview. Here we go. Let me know if you can't hear it once I start.
What really inspired me was the people.
The festival this year was 10 times larger than last year. More families, more communities, more dancing.
Yolanda Jiggets, leader of the Park Heights Renaissance, says this big turnout is all a part of a bigger plan.
It was always meant to be an economic development strategy disguised as a festival. And it's a good thing you guys are doing these stories now because year and a half, this corridor is going to look different.
As a child of Park Heights, born and bred, she wants to build her neighborhood back up to something people can believe in.
This area used to be an economic engine back in the day. You know, 50, 60 years ago, this area was a beacon of light. I think over the next 5 years, Park Heights is going to look much different than it looks today. It's already looking different than it did in 2020.
That's when she conceived a vision of this community working together and thriving. But to inspire people to come here, bring business here, live their dreams here, first, you need trust.
When you've been forgotten and there's been disinvestments for so long, even when the help comes, it's hard sometimes to build that trust to say, you know, we've been told this before. We've heard this before. Building the trust of the businesses. First year, we got very few businesses to buy into it. We started giving small grants for people to get ready. And this year, they were ready.
After patiently planting and watering seeds throughout the business district for nearly 5 years, business owners are noticing the growth, and not many can speak on that kind of impact more than the barbershop that's been shaping up the community for 50 years.
Our people are getting their light again, and they're getting excited about making more money, bringing more life to Park Heights community. I speak to Park Heights Renaissance almost every day. I'm in the office every other day, and they're helping me with marketing, assistance, and things like that, and it's getting better and better.
Even newcomers to the community like Tamika Gray are starting to feel a different energy.
I wanted to provide a sanctuary in the midst of an underserved community.
Her yoga classes were one of the neighborhood's best kept secrets until the Park Heights Renaissance amplified her influence.
We were able to get the word out to many more community members of what we're doing here, and we've seen the classes begin to grow.
It's stories like Tamika's that make her and others very optimistic about what the future holds.
I see a beautiful, bright community with economic security, laying the framework so that as the years go by, people that we don't even know the names of will be reaping the benefits of the work that we're doing today.
In Park Heights, Randall Newsom, WMAR 2 News.
Yay! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you all saw some familiar faces.
And I just want to say I'm so proud of Brandon and Tania. And this is just a show of, you know, what we are trying to do as we do this work every day. And we know it's not perfect. But seeing them highlighted like that is our goal. And at first they were a little nervous and And I hope that, you know, those are the resources that people don't see that are coming to the table, that we want to elevate our businesses, and we hope that they become ambassadors to say it's not that bad getting ready, because you put your business out there in that way. I've had people call me since they saw this asking for Tania's number, talking about the barbershop. So just want to give them big kudos and wanted the community to elevate them and encourage other businesses to participate, because it is a trust. You know, we're building trust. It's been a long time coming since resources were coming in. So just wanted to really highlight them and say how proud I was of them in that story, highlighting their businesses.
That is wonderful. We have one of our illustrious elected officials who has a question. Please, Delegate Ruff, your question.
What's going on, family? I don't have a question. I just wanted to chime in and give my kudos as well, and my sincere thanks and gratitude to all of you for your tremendous effort. It was I saw someone make a statement on social media saying that it was like a movie being a part of that festival, and it really, really was. It was almost a dream come true, and I'm just really, really proud to have been a part of it, to have been able to have been included, and to have been a witness to the action that this community has taken through the leadership of Park Heights Renaissance. I just know we have so much in store, and I'm even more invigorated and energized and motivated to get this done, and to see our leaders' words come true, that in a year and a half, the whole landscape of our beloved Park Heights will be completely changed for the better, and more specifically, that the lives of everyone in our community is improved exponentially. So hats off, wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Did you want to plug your festival for next
That's
month?
what I was just going.
Sure. This is not a time, for other things, but I will take that opportunity to just ask everyone to bring that same energy to the Rough House Juneteenth Jubilee, June 14th, from 1 to 8 p.m. Live music will start around 3. We'll acknowledge public elected officials and community leaders around 5. We'll hand out scholarships to members of the district who are scholars in higher education, and we'll also do a libation ceremony to the elders. It will be the largest celebration of Black freedom in Baltimore City. So make sure you're at Pennhurst Park, which is just on the other side of the track in West Arlington off of Garrison. We are ready to go and ready to just bring our community back together just on the other side of the subway.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Delegate. And we'll continue to share the information for those who aren't getting a chance to screenshot it right now. We will also share that with you all to share broadly. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna jump off. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate, and thank you for your support.
No doubt.
And the last thing I wanted to say is, yes, we had a great festival. We had some wins. I've already gotten some feedback. I have some feedback for how we make it better. So please don't be shy. Also, we want the feedback of how we can do it better, how we can include more people, how we can include more vendors and everything in between. So please, as Robin said earlier, to don't be shy about giving us that feedback as well.
Now we have a lot of great information going up in the chat, and in just a few, we will have community announcements. So please know that you will have an opportunity to share your updates and events. But at this time, I wanted to find out if there are any elected officials who joined us since we've started, who'd like to give a shout out to the PHR community. All right. And a lot of folks are in transition and have left messages in the chat. So make sure you take a look at the chat. Now, George Spider Anderson, awesome, awesome. We look forward to many, many years to come. and as Tavon mentioned, being the festival for all of Maryland. Do we want to say the United States? Why not? Why shouldn't we? I want to transition us into a community spotlight. This is a person who I had the pleasure of meeting while we were canvassing for the George Spider Anderson Festival. And it happened quite serendipitously that we were able to communicate. And I thought that it would be a great opportunity to highlight not only a community member, but a business owner speak to mental health awareness. Again, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We've taken some opportunity to uplift everyone on this call with our mindfulness activity. We maintain the focus of mental health awareness and the importance of it. It's also Older Adult Month. So, in that light, I would love for you all to engage us in a quick chat with none other than Mr. Derek Jones. When I spoke to him, he graciously closed his business because he knew that Park Heights was closed from Cold Spring to Belvedere, and he is in the middle of that those two blocks or those two avenues or lane and avenue. But he graciously closed his business because he knew the importance of the festival. He attended the festival. And when I spoke with him and he told me that he started that business at just 24, I thought, what an awesome example for someone. He had a very positive spirit for someone who is surrounded by sometimes an unpleasant topic, how he's able to stay so positive. So with that, I want to make sure that Mr. Jones is unmuted and ready for our conversation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can absolutely
All
hear
right.
you. So if you've heard my build up, I just want to again highlight you as a community spotlight. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you started your current business at 24 and you are 30 now. Is that correct?
No, I'm at actually July 5th. Well, no, today I'm 61 years old.
That's right. Happy
Oh,
Today
birthday!
I'm 61.
hey!
You know, I'm 61. And I give all glory and honor and praise to God. It hasn't been easy, but and it's been challenging, but yet guess what? You have to keep pursuing. You got to keep pressing. No matter sometimes when things get a little crazy, you just got to hold on and hold out because a lot of times people quit right before the good things start to happen. And we got to find a way to hold on even in the rough times. And I learned that from an old florist. His name was Mr. Alston of Alston and Hodges. They used to be on Ricerstown Road. And he really
You got an amen in the choir from the
yeah, he was very inspirational in telling me, Mr. Jones, you just got to hold on. It's going to work out. And that's what I did because I was young. I was 24. I got interested in this. My mother was a nurse, but I actually had the best of both worlds. I lived and slept in the Park Heights area, but I was raised in East Baltimore because I was an only child. And my parents, I went over with my mother's side of the family. They took care of me while my parents worked. But what I used to do is, as a young kid, there used to be a funeral home on Orleans and Washington Street named Elroy Wilson Funeral Home. And a lot of us, the young kids, we used to go in there because they used to have the coldest water in the summertime. That water fountain, that water was so cold. And so we would go in there, but while we go in there, we go in there and look at bodies. Little did I know that that was going to have an effect on me later on in my life, but it did. And I remember those times when we would go look at them bodies, and sometimes we would even say, "Oh, that person, ooh, they don't look too good." But I guess maybe that was God just preparing me for what was happening later on down the road. And
And what is later
finally,
on down the road? You didn't tell us what your business is.
Oh, I
Oh.
own the Derek C. Jones Funeral Home, PA, located at 4611 Park Heights Avenue.
There you
All
go.
right, I apologize, but I get so excited sometimes about telling my story because it was one I think when you're young and you know at least what kind of profession you want to go into, at least the area, that's a blessing. And I knew at a young age that I actually wanted to be a surgeon, a doctor, but it ended up I am a surgeon, but on the other end of the spectrum, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Uh,
Tell us
but
a little bit about how you got involved specifically in the track that led you to the funeral industry through your school.
so so I because I was I liked health and I liked science. I had the opportunity to go to Dunbar High School for the health professions, and I started there the fall of 1978 in the ninth grade, and just it kept moving and building. By the time I got to the 12th grade, we had to go out on work sites and do our like an internship. Well, the hospitals and the nursing homes were taken, and I didn't want to work with little children. I'm 17 years old. I'm not trying to work with little kids right now. And so I chose the funeral home. That was the last option. Uh, and little did I know that that internship at March Funeral Home on Asquith Street back then would lead me into where I am today. And I would go there. I think the most difficult part about that was my first experience was going in the door and then just walking and seeing all these bodies. Like they really had a lot of bodies back then. But once I got back beyond the back doors where everything happens at, that's when I started to see how everything I learned in school, such as the anatomy of a body, I was able to see it. And when you're able to see what you have learned, it really has, I think it's a very positive effect on you because now you're putting this like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And finally, I played football at Dunbar. Had the opportunity to go to school, but my football coach, I used to tell him my experiences at the funeral home, and Mr. Wade would tell me, said, Derek, you really like being a mortician. You really like doing that. You need to go to school to be that. And he did say, he said the odds of you, kids making in the NFL is great, but it was like a father. He was like a father figure that gave me advice to where he saw something in where he saw sorry uh
We can
where
still
he
hear you.
saw something in me. I apologize. I got a lot of stuff going on. People call me at all times. But he saw something in me. And when he told me, I think his little pep talk was, Derek, if you I want you around just in case something happens to me, you can help my wife. And that really was powerful. When somebody sees something in you and then they want you to be there to help their loved ones, their family, that kicked it off. And that's what started. I volunteered my time every Saturday at March Funeral Home. One day I came in and the person that did the dressing and casket, and he called off. I'm 17 years old. And the manager said, Derek, you're in charge in the back today. And we had like nine or 10 bodies had to go out that day. He said, I'll come back in and help you. But I was successful in doing that. And that volunteer time, it really meant a lot because I learned a lot. Some people think that if you volunteer and you don't get paid, it's not worth it. It was worth it for me because I learned a lot. And then when the window of opportunity came for me, I was able to go through that window of opportunity and it catapulted me. So they started paying me. And from then on, I graduated. I went to Catonsville Community College for mortuary science, graduated from that and worked for March Funeral Home, left March Funeral Home, went to the FBI. Then I finally landed at 4611 Park Heights Avenue, in which Kenneth Law was the owner of the funeral home at that time. And I really fine-tuned my skills because in a smaller funeral home, you can be personable with your clients as well as the families, and you learn a lot because you don't have to rush. You can take your time, and that's what I did. And at the age of, I was 23 when Mr. Law called me upstairs and he said, Derek, I want to talk to you. And he said, my children don't want the business and I'm ready to get out of the business. But I don't want the business that I've built. It wasn't great, but it was enough. He said, I just don't want to let it go nowhere. And I want to give it to someone who I think can handle it. And he asked me, do I want a business? I, I, I swear you could have bought me. I don't know what you could have bought me for, but I wasn't sure. But I ran home to my mother because I trusted her advice. My mother always gave me good advice. And I explained to her, she said, baby, if that's what you want to do, you won't know if you're going to pass or fail now unless you take the test. And that was very powerful for me. And I didn't have two nickels to rub together. And I told Mr. Law, I don't have two nickels to rub together. And he said, you don't need no money to buy this. He said, I'm going to let you use the whole facility. All you do is pay me rent. Just pay me rent every month. And I stepped out on faith and I did that. And here I am, July the 5th. July the 5th will be 37 years I will be in business.
Wow.
And mind you, I didn't have no money at that time, but now of the 6 properties in that block, I own 4 of them now. And I give thanks to God because he made a way, but it wasn't easy. And
Now,
being in business,
before
go ahead.
you continue, I would love for you to answer this question. How do you stay positive and motivated when you are constantly, literally surrounded by death?
Well, I pray, but most of all, I try to do some. I like to be me. When I'm around them families, like a lot of times you'll see a mortician always dressed in a suit and all of that. Some days I just have to dress down and be me so I can feel comfortable because I want my families to see me, not just the suit. Because a lot of people can dress up the outside, but the inside is what matters. And now when I go out on a funeral, of course I'm dressed up, but when I'm in that office, sometimes stuff happens. I get my suits dirty for some of the stuff that I have to do. But I like to fish. I love boating. Um, those are some of the things that I really like to do, especially when I had my boat. My boat caught fire last year. It was total, but I'm gonna get another one soon. But I do those things because it relaxes my mind. That water is very calming for me. That's why I like to be around the water. Water is a very calming type atmosphere. And that's what I do. But also, I mentor kids. Like, I love to give back to, um, the young black males from Dunbar High School. I would sponsor, I would coach basketball and do things with them, made sure that they ate. I would even make sure that if they needed a prom suit, I would go and buy it for the guys because of them young kids didn't have a lot. But because God has blessed me, I want to be a blessing to them and they can see an example of how you should give back when if you make it, give back, and it's a blessing, and that's what keeps me kindly grounded and rooted, and not lose my mind because a lot of times people dump on us as morticians, funeral directors, and we just can't go out there and share that like that information. So a lot of that we have to digest, but we have to get rid of it in a way. Sometimes I think, well, maybe I need a therapist. But my therapy is that fishing rod.
Mental
I
health
just,
I
awareness.
love it. Love it.
you
Well,
know,
honestly, it was this type of conversation that I thought would be great to be shared with the community because I've never thought about how someone who deals in the business of funeral homes or, you know, has to cope. And you brought some really good positive insights. And I want to thank you for sharing. And I'm glad that we ran into each other that day. So I see that there are a few questions, but we have another colleague,
Also, just
partner.
hopefully for some, learned about another business right here in Park Heights.
Yes. What is the address again, Mr. Jones?
4611 Park Heights Avenue. I'm right next to Gardenzia, the new women with children facility. I'm right next to it. I have a black canopy come all the way out to the sidewalk. And know this about me, I work with my families. I work with the community. If you don't have much, I'll see whatever I can do to try to help you. It's not about money for me. It's about me giving back and allowing God to be seen through me and what I do. That's what I try to do. Because I know as long as I'm being a blessing to someone else, I know God will continue to bless me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to building that stronger partnership. You said a lot of things I jotted down that really excited about future partnerships. Thank
And
you.
his information is in the chat for all of those who are interested. And ironically, you mentioned another partner who's on the line, Gaudenzia, but I want to check in with our board member, Ms. Deborah Wolford. She did have another meeting she has to run to, so I wanted to give her an opportunity to share some tips. And if she had to go, I will iterate the tips that she provided, because this is all about mental health awareness and how we can move forward, even in the midst of sometimes chaos. Okay, Ms. DeBoer, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am, and thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Deborah Wolford, and I have several roles in the community. Oh God, I'm froze.
How many roles you have, Mr. Board?
So many, so many. But tonight, I'm in my capacity as a licensed master social worker, and also someone who teaches mental health first aid for adults and youth. So if you're looking for someone to come and teach a basic mental health first aid course that teaches on those who know signs and symptoms of mental health, please make sure you get my information. Tonight, it's been my pleasure to bring to you some information that I share with my clients. Full disclosure, I'm a therapist case manager at Healthcare for the Homeless. So the information, and I also have private clients. So the information I'm sharing with you tonight, which Janelle is great to share, is some tools that I use. One of the things that we don't think about a lot, I hope you can see the screen, is digital stress. We live in an age of technology. All day long, we with technology, and sometimes that can be called stress. So I'm going to make sure that you get this information, and we're going to just briefly talk about what is stress and how to deal with it. Can we go to the next slide, please? You gotta, okay, it's kind of, I gotta move it over. I can't see all of it. Yeah, they can't.
We can
I'm
see.
sorry. Okay, excuse me, maybe I need to move. Okay. One of the things about when it comes to digital stress, most people don't realize that it can cause you to have sleepless nights. It can cause you to have eating disorder because of the things that you intake inside of you. Um, One of the things it can do, how often most of the times we be strolling through on social media, we are constantly distracted. We're checking our emails, looking at texts. And I know for me, I do it a lot. But studies have suggested that at this input makes it hard to focus on one thing, which will affect your ability to learn and remember. Again, we always talk about multitasking, but sometimes it's just best just to stay focused on one thing. And we know when we do have our digital in our hand, we're checking emails, we're checking Facebook, we check any type of social media that we can get our hand on. Another thing, and I'm guilty too, taking our phones to our bedrooms, which causes us to have a lack of good sleep. I know I stay up half the night roaming through online, whether it be Amazon or just anything that I choose. Um, and it also helps, and the light on the screen causes you not to sleep properly. Of course, you know, when we don't get enough sleep, this can lead to exhaustion, which makes it hard to cope and set you up for stress. We know that if we don't get a good night's sleep, you become irritable, angry, upset, anything. So having a good night's sleep is so important. One of the things that digital stress can do for you, it makes you feel sad or anxious because we have a tendency of sometimes comparing ourselves to those that we see on the screen. But little do we know sometimes that their life is not as all glamour as they pretend to be. And particularly those influencers that we so go to. Studies suggest, again, all of this is evidence-based, that it's a common feeling. People tend to post only positive aspects of themselves. Seeing other people highly, which makes them feel bad about themselves. So again, we are projecting ourselves onto other people's lives. In reality, it might not be what they're projecting. So again, that social comparison has caused a lot of people, and social bullying too. Another thing about digital stress can cause a negative interaction. Has anyone ever left a mean or negative comment about you in the past? Have you ever been felt threatened or
Intimidated.
help me out? Thank you,
Intimidate.
family.
Mhm.
Okay. This type of action is common and a big source of stress. We know that social bullying has caused suicide, particularly in our young adults and even in some older adults. So again, we have a tendency of reacting in a negative manner to what people say, and realities is what we have to feel about ourselves. Again, digital stress is a form of pressure that we put on ourselves that sometimes is not even necessary. Another thing that digital stress causes us, um, um, checking our emails off work hours on weekends. I'm guilty. I bring my work phone home, which I sometimes I should not do. You know, we need to sometimes there's a blur between work time and leisure time. Sometimes we don't know. And another thing about digital stress, if you notice, people be eating. Don't even and that's a part of mindfulness. You know, not enjoying your food because you're so busy strolling through that you gulping your food so quickly that you really don't have time to enjoy it. So which causes you to have physical problems. So again, when we talk about digital stress, it affects the mind, the body, the soul, everything that we live for. Digital stress can be very harmful for us. And another thing that digital stress, or you fear of being a constant checker, do you think that you might miss out on something important if you leave your phone behind? Well, let me tell you, life's going to go on with that phone and without that phone. Trust and believe. And do I stress out when I don't have my phone? You skippy right. So I'm preaching to the choir to myself. So again, we have to sometime get over the fact that it's going to be all right. You know, it's going to be all right if we put our phones down for a few minutes. Not even only the phone, we're talking about computers. But most of these phones, these smartphones, everything's done on the phone. So when we talk about digital stress, we mainly talking about phones, but it impacts computers also. Digital stress raises your
And
risk of.
TV, right, Mr. Bohr?
I'm sorry.
TV too.
Yes. And it says right here, look at this. Constant stress raises your risk of serious health concerns such as depression, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart attacks, and stroke. As you can see, folks, we have enough outside forces that are against us, and we don't need to add to by digital stress. Can you go back to the other side? Because I'm coming to the end of this. I want to okay. So what can we do? How do we deal with it? There's always a solution to the problem. Always. What can we do? Schedule a digital timeout. Very important. Turn off all your devices. Switch off for an hour, a day, a weekend, or an entire vacation. How many times do we take our phone with us when we go on a vacation after we spent all this money and we still checking emails back home? Wasted our money, stressing ourselves because we just can't take time away from our phone, even on vacation. Make sleep a priority, not only sleep, but eating. Stop using your device at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. Whatever you take in before you lay down is going to manifest itself in your dreams or in your sleep patterns. So again, separate yourself at least 30 minutes. Turn off the noise, turn off notifications except for calls and texts from a few select people. Everybody don't deserve our attention all the time. We need to learn to set some boundaries of who has access to us at a regular all the time. Choose your contacts. You're not obligated. Ooh, check this one out. You are not obligated to accept all social media requests. You're not. Okay, we want to be, but we should not be. Adjust your social media feed. Be aware of how certain posts make you feel. If you keep getting a negative response from them, leave them alone. Follow people and things that are meaningful and positive. We know since this new administration has come, I've never seen so much negative responses on Facebook. They just seem to come out the woodwork. So I have to withdraw from social media because of that, because I know that it's getting on my nerve. Make time for face-to-face connections. Put your phone away during friends and family times. How many times have you seen our family, young and adults, be sitting right next to each other texting? We right next to each other. And people don't even have talk anymore. So again, when you face to face with someone, just take the time to speak to them. Take a few moments, put your phone down. You know, and I'm guilty too. When I be talking to somebody, sometimes I be texting. Again, everything don't just be mindful of your time. Schedule specific times to check your email and stick to the schedule. If you checking emails at 8, 9 o'clock at night, ask yourself why. Ask yourself.
Preach.
If you, if you, seriously, what is the need? Can you change anything at that moment? Give yourself a set time to stop sending out emails, checking emails. Give yourself a break, folks. You deserve it. Try not to get caught up with comparison. Remember, nobody's life is this one right here, I got to read it again. No one walks on water besides Jesus Christ. That means nobody's life is perfect. They might project it on that social media platforms, but trust and believe they got some problems going on too. So what they portray might not always be what it is. So again, remember, you're just as important as anyone else. Your life has value just like anyone else. You can achieve whatever you want. We need to stop comparing ourselves out. And again, no matter what life looks like, it always can get better for you. What you see might not be the reality. Own your device. Don't let it own you. Own your device. Don't let it own you, folks. She can send that can be sent to you. Just agree. If you want to send to you, we can send it. But the other one I had for you real quickly was mindfulness tips, since we were talking about mindfulness and how to deal with anxiety. We know that stress is a major trigger for heart attacks and all kinds of symptoms that the 21215 community has, from substance use, all of that. We know that and we can get better if we just stay off the social media. So on behalf of Mental Health Month, please love yourself more and stay off of social media less. And that was
Thank you so much, Ms.
thank
Moore.
you.
And what are the 3 numbers that people can dial if they are in distress?
988. You can dial 988. Thank you. 211 to get connected to resources. And of course, you can always dial me, and I can connect you to some resources. Because
Awesome.
again, I do work for different agencies, but I also am a therapist case manager working on my clinical license next. So my number is 410-805-6589. And again, I will be glad to come out to do mental health first aid training for any organization for those who working with youth and those who adults. And speaking of that, I really have to go. I got a client that's waiting for me.
Thank you.
So I do appreciate y'all. And I see y'all soon. Oh,
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you so
That
much.
was
Thank you,
so
family.
helpful.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All
So
right.
Mr.
Bye-bye.
Boris' information has already been put in the chat. Thank you so much, Robin, which leads me to my next suggestion. Please scroll through the chat. There's lots of great information that has been added to the chat since this meeting started. We are going to hold the meeting open for several minutes, maybe even 10 or 15 after the meeting closes, to give you an opportunity to capture all the great information in the chat. Now we just want to keep that same energy. They were mentioned when Mr. Jones spoke. The topic highlights what Mr. Board just spoke about. And I would just like to give a few minutes to our Gaudenzia partners who would like to say some words about behavioral health. And that is Mr. Muhammad. And I'm so sorry, I don't have you didn't let me cheat and have your last name on the screen. So, Muhammad, like we're old buddies, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. This is Muhammad Amin. I'm from Catonsville, and I have Catonsville accent. Okay, I always
Yes.
make like a joke. So, well, I started my career running a methadone program in Cherry Hill.
Very
Okay, I was I was director there, serving over 1,100 patients. And then I was there for 12 years. Then I started working with the state, DPSCS, with the drug courts. I was there for 12 years. And after that, I came to Garanzia in 2018. So I am division director. I see Woodland program, Park Heights, Owings Mill program, and all the halfway houses. So in our facility, every facility has a halfway house. So any client who comes here, they can stay here from 1 week to 10 months, 11 months. So again, we have substance use, mental health, case management services. If somebody calls us from Eastern Shore, for example, or from Cumberland or from Frederick, that I need substance use treatment, I need mental health treatment, we will send him or her Uber. They will bring him to our program. So we have started this for like 2 years ago. So lots of people have benefited from that service. And we know lots of people who are into addiction, they don't have transportation. If you don't have transportation at that moment, person may get lost. So we go and pick them up. So we have a great partnership in this Park Heights community. In the past, some people have come visited us in person, and we do our best to provide all the services to the residents here and wherever they come from. And we know is at this moment, substance use, mental health is one of the biggest issue all across America or all over the world. So it's no matter how much we do, what we do, it will never be enough. But at the same time, we have many success stories. Actually, believe me, all of you have seen many success stories. So I did. I I'm so excited to even share this story. Just last week, I was at Woodland program, and this gentleman, he came to our program second time. This time, his family kind of abandoned him because of his substance abuse. And he showed me on his cell phone, email came from Baltimore City Department of Public Works offering him a job with $58,200 some dollars.
Yes.
That was unbelievable. And he was so happy, you know, he's going back to his family is embracing him back. So he is like a role model. And believe me, like I said, in every facility, we have a happy house. So if somebody wants to stay with us for 9, 10 months, he can stay here absolutely free. We do transportation, we take them to the hospital, we give them, if we take them, if they go for job interviews, we take them there, we pick them back to our facility, our case management services, they do all the IDs for their birth certificates, driving license, social security cards, and other mainland IDs. So making sure that they have all those things under their belt because they have to start a new life in the community. So that has been a very, very huge plus to benefit our clients. Regarding mental health, each our first facility, we have psych doctor, we have mental health therapists, we have licensed practitioners. So we medical, medication, all of that we have under the same roof in each facility. And we are very proud that we have been able to produce a lot of good stories in Park Heights and Woodland and other programs. So we were here when we had this program here at at Park Heights. I was not there, but Miss Shannon Johnson, she is our also division director. She was here with the staff. It was wonderful. They enjoyed it. We gave a lot of things away. So please reach out to us. I'm gonna put my phone number here. Anytime anybody needs help, we are 24/7 admission. Anytime anybody can walk into any of our facility, we will admit him or her. We have detox services, we have stabilization services, we have crisis services. So please let anybody know anytime they can walk into our building, whether it's 12 o'clock during the daytime or 12 o'clock at night. So our doors are open.
Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you
We
so
are
much.
excited.
That was a great intro for those of you who don't know to Gaudenzia. Now, we've shared a lot of information, and three
And
of the
Muhammad's
folks.
gonna put it, you're gonna put your information in the chat.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it
Okay,
now.
okay.
Perfect.
And we're also going to share. I've been to the Park Heights location. Muhammad has invited me over to Woodland. So when we get some additional information to share a little more detail about the services provided, we'll be prepared to share that and have the other center director as well come back for future meetings just to continue to share this.
And there it is. Perfect.
Thank
His
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Thank you, Muhammad.
I
Uh-oh.
made a mistake. I clicked on submit, but I didn't put even my telephone number, another thing. I'm
No,
sorry.
just
I'm
go
gonna do
ahead
it again.
yeah.
Just add it. But I wanted to let everybody on the call know we still have Tania here, Mr. Jones here, and Muhammad here, Muhammad Ahmed here. And does anyone have any questions for them? Oh, I see a hand raised. Before we go, the next step are the community event updates, and we're going to kick that off with a very special presentation by our Director of Communications. Oh, the hand went down. Okay, well, any questions? Any questions? Going once, going twice?
So Janelle, I've dropped the food giveaway. I'm not sure if Robin has that since it was a newer addition, but I've
Okay.
dropped it into the chat. For if you can go ahead and mention it, but just in case it didn't make the reel.
Perfect. So there's lots of information in the chat. I cannot stress enough. Please start at the top, go down to the bottom. You will have time after the meeting as well, because we're going to keep that chat open. And Robin, I'm going to ask you to mention the very special person that we'd like to highlight as we go into community events.
Of course. So, thank you everyone too for all the speakers for this great information. Ms. Deborah, she definitely touched the soul there, especially as we're talking about everything that's on social media. So set aside a time to view these things.
They
Don't
do
do it
not
at 2
walk on
o'clock in
water.
the morning, 3 in the morning. You should be sleeping. Don't keep your eyes on the screen. We want to give a special shout out to our George E. Mitchell Grant winner, fellowship grant winner, Nargis Hyman of B Spirit A2Y, or I'm sorry, A squared Y. She's been working for over 30 years, mentoring young children that may have had trouble in school, but teaching leadership skills, education, and financial literacy, and all the above. But I will let the video speak for her. Give me a second. Here we go. This is Miss Nargis. Yeah, and Yolanda, of course, in the winner's circle at Black Eyed Susan Day at Preakness. So we had a great time. Let me know.
The Spirit is a grassroots organization that provides a safe haven for our youth in the community. I started the program at the age of 12. We teach the kids social skills, we teach them leadership, we teach them about financial literacy.
My favorite thing about coming to Be Spirit is to just have fun with Miss Nisi and learning new things.
With the George E. Mitchell grant, we plan to provide leadership skills.
What made me come back to work with Be Spirit is to work with kids. I love kids.
We love Be Spirit!
Yay.
Oh, that is awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Congratulations
Awesome.
against B Spirit, Nargis, and your entire team. Not sure if she's on here, but
Right. Hope maybe the next one she'll be able to make it and speak, from her own perspective. And then we'll have a video that we'll be sharing soon to give you a kind of behind the scenes of her at Black Eyed Susan. As I mentioned, had a wonderful time, even though there was a tornado watch that evening, so they didn't get a chance to play the video, but they did put her on speaker over the loudspeaker.
You're still
And
sharing your
of course-
screen, Robin, just
and
FYI.
okay, I'll pull it back up. Yeah, so that was really good and it was an intimate space in the winner circle. But it was a great experience overall. Do you want me to go into the community events?
Absolutely, absolutely.
No. Okay. So deadline is this Friday for Delegate Ruff's scholarship application. So you'll be able to have access to all of these, but screenshot it, do whatever you have to do to get your applications in before Friday. Here's the food giveaway. Thank you, Serena. It was in here through We Are Us.
I'm sorry, Robin. Quick edit. I put the updated version in the chat. It's actually
okay.
Saturday.
Okay, got you.
So this Saturday, May 24th, on the parking lot of the Rite Aid located at Cold Spring and Park Heights.
Okay. Yeah, scratch that. That should be Saturday. Alrighty. And mentioned earlier is the kids art therapy session this Saturday as well. There's a lot going on every Saturday, so try to space your weekend out to your best ability. This was popped in the chat. I wanted to get this in here too. It's movie night. If you haven't seen Creed 3, come out to Druid Park. We also have, I believe this is through We Are Us as well, Serena, the graduation ceremony. Is this We Are Us? It was sent by them. I'm not sure, but it was sent to us. I just wanted to make sure it was up at the
program, yes.
if anyone wanted to speak on it. Okay.
So yeah, that's one of
it's
the
We Are
other
Us
heads that
program.
Brother Andrew is involved with. That's Baltimore.
Okay.
But yes.
Dr.
No.
Leaf is on the phone. He was just
Okay.
Yeah, that's a project that Baltimore Brothers that Captain Andrews is running.
Okay. Next, we have the Interfaith Volunteering Packing Blessing Bags. That is next Tuesday, May 27th from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
And Shoshana Harris is actually on the line tonight. I wanted to know if she wanted to speak to that regarding One Park Heights and this event.
Yes, thank you so much for having me and for plugging this wonderful activity that's going to be taking place next Tuesday night, the 27th, at the Langston Hughes Community Center. And that's located at 5011, that's 5011 Arbutus Avenue. This is a One Park Heights activity. It's the last activity of our year that and one of many that we have had during the year that perhaps you're familiar with. We had the Family Fun Festival recently at the Police Academy on the training center. And the overall, if you're not familiar with One Park Heights, the overall goal of it is to bring together communities north and south of Park Heights. We tend to kind of stay in our own neighborhoods, and these activities that are sponsored by One Park Heights hope to break down some barriers, hope to encourage people that wouldn't ordinarily socialize together, enjoy each other's company. And but this interfaith volunteering of the blessing bags is even beyond all of that, and that we're going to be putting together bags, small bags, and then handing them out to people in our own community or people outside of the community that we see, and so that they don't feel like nobody is noticing them. We will notice them and we will respect them by giving them this bag. In addition to putting together the bags, there's going to be an actual program, a learning part of the program where we hear from people that are homeless and an organization that talks about homelessness to enlighten us even more about the problem of homelessness. So we hope to see you there. May 27th, 6 to 7:30 p.m.
Thank you so much. Robin, I won't interrupt anymore.
No, I want the interruption. So
Okay.
especially if this is your event, because you can give us more background, and we want to make sure that we're there and support you in any way possible. So please remember to take screenshots, share it with your families and communities on your social media as well.
Thank you.
Okay, I see it. Dr. Leaf posted this in the chat, and we had it in our reel as well. So come out June 2nd at 6 p.m. Redirecting our pain. Unity is the key. Dr. Leaf, did you want to speak to this event?
No, again, and several people, again, really positive examples in this group about how they are redirecting their pain and working with others.
Nice.
So again, this is just an opportunity for people who are doing this to come together, try to figure out how they can support each other and really make us all healthier.
Where's the location?
It's at the Empowerment Temple
Okay.
Oh, okay. Empowerment Temple.
at 4217 Primrose Avenue.
Thank you. My eyes are bad.
It's a little small on the screen,
Yeah.
sort of copy it and just then enlarge it.
Okay, we have Senator Hayes, Delegate Ampery, and Delegate Wells is hosting a scholarship award ceremony. This is on June 9th. So please screenshot this as well, support these scholarship awardees. This was shared in the chat earlier by Delegate Ruff. Let me go first to the actual event, Saturday, June 14th, the Juneteenth Jubilee. And if you're interested in being a vendor, here's the vendor information and requirements. Third Annual Mindfulness Conference. I do not want to.
You'll get more time with Tania. I'll say it.
Tania, there you go. I did not want to mispronounce the name. Annual Sustainability Open House. Rebecca, I think you dropped this one. Did you want to speak to this event?
Hi there. Great to connect with you. So on lots of different levels. I dropped a lot of flyers in the chat. Some from us. Sometimes it's more from MOCA, Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. Sometimes it's the other city agencies and partners. So this is one of them. This is an opportunity to connect with the Office of Sustainability. I don't know if we want to click through the other flyers and stuff. They might be there's some stuff from Monzi, the Mayor's Neighborhood Office of Neighborhood Safety Engagement, and as well as some information about Artscape this weekend. And finally, I just did a site visit with Tiara Tuggle as part of our faith outreach team to a church in Mount Washington that many of you may be familiar with, who is doing a flea market and trying to connect with the wider community. So they do food distributions and everything. I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but this is that's the gist of the different flyers that are going out since we're doing the roundup.
Thank you. And you want to tell everybody where Artscape is since
Oh,
there's
yes.
change this year?
Yes, Artscape is going to be downtown by it's a really beautiful setup by where the Sunday Farmers Market is by the overpass and by City Hall and the War Memorial. I'll post the map right here in the chat and some of those links, but it's going to be really cool. We're going to have a lot of great performers and as you may notice, there's been investment in what the city's been doing this time with Artscape is using the investment for the fair into things that'll benefit our city year round. So the beautiful murals that are going up right now for Artscape that we hope you'll come check out over the weekend, that's gonna be there. Not like in the past when people pack up their thing that they built and then it's gone after the weekend. So yes, thank you so much, Robin, for putting that in the chat.
Of course, because I wasn't able to grab all the flyers, but please go through the chat. There's an app you can download as well for moving around the festival because it's going to be pretty big. So you can also follow Artscape on Instagram and on Facebook. All right, that's a blank page. All right, so these are not specific events, but they are resources for the community. We have the Stop the Beef hotline through We Are Us. Call or text these numbers for help. There's no police involvement. So these are secure lines that you can use to help reduce violence in your communities. See a leak, report it. You've probably seen around your communities. Now there's a number that you can call to help reduce water leakage and hopefully prices from going up.
311.
There you go.
And the leak at Cold Spring and Ricestown has been repaired. It's been going on there for some months, but that has finally been repaired.
Thank you.
Can you report them in your house too? No, okay, that's a different conversation. Okay, are you a Baltimore City resident with overdue housing related bills? So there's a lot of information on this flyer, but if this applies to you, please save this information. And one thing that Park Heights Renaissance is working on is having a resource page on our website where all of the information that you all send can be found in one place, as well as the upcoming events. So having a community calendar. So that's in the works.
We also want to highlight that there's a resource app that is also, there you go, right after it.
Yep, you right in line, right in line. So is Bishop Randall on here? You want to speak to it?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Robin, for putting this together. Thank you so much, Ms. Jiggets. This has been a baby of mine for a long time. and we gave birth to this baby on May 10th at the festival. It rolled out. We have Android and we have Apple QR codes for everybody to download. I see Tarina hand go up. Everybody can now download it. And what's so special about this app is all resources in Park Heights. It is all resources. So we do have Gardenzia Woodlawn, but I want the Gardenzia on Park Heights. So I will be calling Mr. Muhammad to get him on there and various different things. But please, please, please give this to everybody. Download it to everybody's phone. This is how we stay connected in Park Heights for resources. There are several phases that it's going to roll out. Our next rollout will be in Spanish. And then we're rolling out, like you said, the calendar of events. They will have bullets that would roll through the app of various different events in the community. I'm talking to all resources that are in Park Heights on this live, on the Zoom right now. If you're not in this, please call me. The number is right there. If you're not on the app, please, it is free. But we want to let everybody know what services you have. We have some people pull back to get the information together to go back on. That is fine. But let's show what we can do. And also, the governor and the mayor has downloaded to their phones. So they will see everything that we do in the Park Heights area when it relates to resources and outreach to the community.
And I'm sure you're looking for more and more.
There are so many more. There are so many phone numbers that we called that were not, we weren't able to connect. We went door to door. So we have about 50 plus, I think it's about 60 now. I know we have more resources than that. So I'm going to go back out in the community, go door to door and knock to see if we can get everybody on this app.
How do we submit our resources? It's just one through calling you.
All you got to do is call me. That
Okay,
phone
just call you. Okay.
Slip. You can call me, and we will definitely get a caseworker to gather all your information, your logo, and all of that. You'll see it before we post it, and then we'll put it right on.
That was my next question. What information do I need to be on this app?
If you download it, you would absolutely see it. I'm plugging that again. If you download it, it has a picture of your resource, of your agency. It has a description of your agency. It has hours of operation of your agency. It has your phone number, your email, and your website. It also has a refer me, and the refer me sends you right to our caseworker, and we will gently hand you over to the resource that you need, making sure that the two connections are made.
Thank you. This is awesome.
We have a hand raised by Susan Russell.
Miss Russell.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, Miss Russell.
I don't have flyers, so I can only give you verbal information about two other events. Tomorrow night, May 22nd, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Calvin M. Rodwell Elementary and Middle School. The members of the delegation from District 42 are having a post-legislative town hall. And those people are Senator Attar, Delegate Rosenberg, Delegate Ruff, and Delegate Stinnett. They're going to be telling us how things transpired at the most recent legislative session.
Oh, what day is that again, Miss Russell?
It's tomorrow night.
Okay.
Do you want me to give it to you again? I'm sorry, I don't have,
It's okay. Where is it? What's the location? Is it Zoom or?
It's Calvin M. Rodwell.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, it's
the flyer right now.
Yeah. I can send this to to Bishop Randall's website, because I do have I have a flyer. I'm not too tech savvy, but I'm gonna try to do that later this evening.
Okay, thank you.
And then one other event that, I don't know if I can find it quickly enough. So I'll just say verbally, and again, I can send it to his website. The Sankofa Children's Museum
Yes.
of African Culture, I think most of you are familiar with it. They're having an event on Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. And again, I apologize, I don't have the flyer, but that's a great resource and largely to some extent unknown right here in Park Heights for children, and I call it children of all ages, to learn about African cultures.
And adults. I learn something every time I go there.
Hi, Yolanda. Yeah, I was just going to say children of all ages.
Yes, absolutely. I missed that.
Okay, thank you for listening. And sorry, I don't have the flyers right now to show you.
No worries. Just stay tuned to the PHR social media pages, and we will absolutely post that flyer on our social media pages once you send that over.
Oh, good. Someone just sent the one for the meeting tomorrow evening.
Nice.
Okay, Robin, is this you with the
Yeah.
stay in touch with PHR? Okay.
This is me. I just have 2 more slides left, because I know we're at 7:47. So yeah, I mentioned our social media. These are the locations that we are on social media. So please either scan them or go to the platforms and follow us. So we try to get as many of these flyers up as possible, to be able to promote them, and share them on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And
That
then
was
last,
like magic. I mentioned social media and you were on it.
it was the
Yes.
next slide. I
Yes,
promise
Robin.
you not. I promise you, it was the next slide. And then this is the last thing I want to mention. So we do send text messages out. I know people get to this community meeting either by email, by already being on the calendar invite, or you may have received a text. If you didn't receive a text, then I ask you to please text JOIN to 844-858-0048. And we'll send you a text message, not masses, send you a text message to say that you've joined, and we only send out 1 per week. So it doesn't go over 1 per week currently, and you can always opt out. I have to say that. You can always opt out, but we hope that you stay connected and see what we have coming up in Park Heights.
Well, we do text the masses. Please, we're going to repeat that phone number again, 844-858-0048. Please type the word join in your message and send that to 844-858-0048. One of the most important reasons for that is in the coming weeks, you will receive communications if you are part of our text message group and our email group, because we are contemplating a change in the day that we have this very community meeting, and we want all of you to come along with us. We recognize that there are many community events happening. There are a lot of churches that meet, maybe even synagogues and mosques that meet on Wednesday night. Wednesday is a very popular night, and we want to have everyone who's willing to join us if they are able. So in the coming weeks, we're going to send out a poll of sorts to assess the community's desire for a different day, if they want a different day, what day that should be, because we want to get a lot of feedback before we determine what the date change will be. So be on the lookout for that. And the best way for us to know if you will be able to join us is if you are a part of our text group, our email group. So stay in touch. Did I cover that well, Robin?
Oh, that was perfect.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. $5 for you. Yeah. Well,
Someone asked if you can repeat the number one more time.
absolutely in my best radio voice, but I need my teammate.
I'm
because
sorry.
I didn't memorize it.
I just put it in the chat. My mistake. Let me
Okay,
pop.
no worries, no worries. I can grab it from there.
Okay. Sorry, it
That
goes
number
full
again.
screen,
I got it,
so-
I got it. The number again is 844-858-0048. 844-858-0048. I love dusting off my telemarketing voice every now and again. So we've shared a lot. The chat will remain open for several minutes. This concludes our community meeting. However, I know that there are some burning questions out there, and we're not going to leave before those are answered. So I'm going to be romper room right now, and I see
There were, did
question
we
from
miss
Shannon Nicholson. Oh, Shannon Nicholson has raised her hand. Shannon Nicholson of Gaudenzia, and then I'll go to the next person.
Wanted to share with everyone. So first of all, I'm so energized by having this meeting. It was great to hear so much positivity in Park Heights. You guys do not get enough attention for these great things that you're doing. But I did want to offer, and I put the note in the
You
chat
mean that we're doing because you're in Park Heights?
but you guys have spearheaded so much because I've been up here for a long time. I hung out up here in college, and it's just transformed. It's wonderful to see. But I did leave a note in the chat. I do part of the harm reduction and business development with Gaudenzia. And so if there are any agencies or individuals, families, anyone, we want to get as much Narcan as we can out there. If anyone hasn't heard, the overdose have reduced by over 25% last year. So we want to keep that momentum going and make sure that anyone that's interested has Narcan and is comfortable to use it.
Awesome.
And Dr. Leaf just gave you a big shout out. He said often when they encounter persons on the walks, they are ready to get clean and they have taken them to Gaudenzia, and you guys have always been helpful. So big shout out and thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Miss Matthews?
Yes, I have two things. Monday, May 26th, the Zeta Center will be closed. So if you know someone who goes there, please let them know. I want to again highlight Old American Month, and we
older.
I'm sorry.
Older American Month.
Well, actually, it's old.
Oh, okay, okay. Years old.
Originally by in 1964 by Lyndon Baines Johnson, but now we say older.
Okay.
We want to acknowledge Yolanda dynamic presentation to the older adults at the Zeta Center a couple of Saturdays ago. Because I guess I just share with her so much in training. She was like, okay, Miss Sarah, I got you. But I want to just acknowledge how nice and what an informative presentation she made at the Zeta Center when we had our older adult event. And I just want to highlight the fact that older adults are assets to the community. We are not burdened. We have done some significant made some significant changes in the state of Maryland. For an example, the grandparents' visitation rights were changed and put into law as a result of our participation. And secondly, in the United States, Baltimore was the second highest contributor of vaccine during COVID. We vaccinated 2,500 older adults and other individuals during COVID. So again, as Betsy Simon would say, we are assets to our community and not burdens. So thank you.
And then aren't you guys having an event, a Senior Olympics event? A week on starting June 2nd? Let me.
Yes, I don't have all of the information about
I'm
it.
gonna
That's why I
drop
did
that.
not mention that.
I actually have that one. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Okay, and on last Wednesday, Valerie from Catherine's Children, Youth, and Family Services honored older adults. We had 126 older adults, and our 2 interns were there helping out and really did a good job with making sure everything was organized, making sure that every older adult who was there. Dr. Johnson from Johns Hopkins did a wonderful presentation on older adults and depression. So we are grateful to have this opportunity to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Matthews. I see Shoshana Harris. And you are muted. Shoshana, you're
I
muted.
did, yes. I didn't know I was going to speak again, but I have to follow Sarah because I wanted to just make sure everyone knew about Northwest Neighbors Connecting.
Yes.
It is geared towards older seniors in our Park Heights community.
Nice.
And I didn't have a chance, I put Northwest Neighbors Connecting in the chat and I didn't put the contact information, and I will do that in just a moment. But I just wanted to say the organization, the purpose of it is to help seniors age in place, age in their home. And it's done by providing a whole month's worth of activities, starting with exercise. We have a needlers group, needlepoint, trips. I personally co-facilitate a group that meets over at Weinberg Woods. And actually, we're going to be doing an activity tomorrow, and anyone is invited to stop in and see what we're all about. It's going to be a bingo game. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Each month we have different activities there. Northwest Neighbors Connecting also has a monthly village gathering. And the purpose of that is for people that are not members to see what we're all about. It meets at the Meyerberg Center, and I'm going to put my name and my email address because I think the best thing would be for you to contact me, and I can tell you more about it and then put you in touch with the program director. But I like to have a personal contact before sending somebody over to the program director. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shoshana. Are there any other questions? Please take a look at the chat. There is lots of information in the chat. If you would like to connect with Park Heights Renaissance, feel free to reach out to us. I am adding my email address to the chat right now, so it will be one of the most recent additions to the chat. I just want to thank so many folks for joining us today, and all of the information that you shared has been great. And I don't want to miss out on an opportunity for those folks who want to share. Yolanda, you mentioned the Olympics.
I had this, it won't let me upload it though.
Upload
I'll
it.
send it to you.
Okay.
Maybe if you could share it out.
Perfect, perfect. But that is happening at the Zeta Center. Our awesome, illustrious CEO has been asked to judge some of the events. So if you check that out, you will definitely get to experience that. And Tarena Thomas, our Director of Community and Stakeholder Engagement, has also put her information in the chat. So please reach out to Park Heights Renaissance, and please, please, please sign up to be a part of our text message notification, because that will be the fastest way for you to stay updated on all of the things. I see Gaudenzia has just added something else to the chat. This chat is hopping. And I didn't forget, I still have my
I also
Women's
wanted
candle.
to acknowledge Clean and Green. Miss Joy Dabney put a beautiful message in the chat about clean and green.
Oh, I missed it. What did she say?
Is Joy still on the line or no? But if not, I'll read it. She says, thank you, PHR, for all your hard work in our neighborhoods. We would like to give a special thank you to the Clean and Green crew who has provided manpower to maintain our adopted lot at 4300 Ricestown Road. Annual flowers were distributed today to the neighbors and in our lot. Crew director Derek wants the Park Heights neighborhood to know Clean and Green crew wants to help all the communities that want help with beautifying their green spaces. She said, she said, I have to leave, but this meeting was very enlightening. So just
Oh, that's
big shout out to
awesome.
Clean and Green too.
Awesome, awesome.
I
Now,
second that.
what was that, Mr. Wilson?
No, I was saying I second that. Here, those guys are amazing. You see them all around town. You see them all around the city, and don't hesitate if you guys see them. Don't hesitate to shake a hand. Just speak. Sometimes just yell out the window. Those guys take that as encouragement. Some of their younger guys are just so pleasant to have an exchange with. During the winter months, I would grab coffee for these guys. If I see them out here, they're shoveling the snow on the sidewalks. Um, just an amazing team. And they just it's also like that Chick-fil-A thing when you go in and you see how everybody's just happy to serve you. It's almost like when you come across that crew, it's like they're all pleasant. They're happy to be there. And it's kudos to those guys. Salute to those guys. I mean, honestly, Clean and Green team deserves all of these salutes right now. Honestly.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Someone asked, how can we contact Clean and Green? You can reach out to me and I can make sure that you get that intro because it is a work development program. So they absolutely love to engage with the community and do beautification projects. So just let me know and I'll make sure you get connected. I see a hand raised from an iPhone.
Yes, my name is Kaylee. I'm the founder of the Northwest Wellness Project. I also wanted to shout out the Clean and Green team. And I wanted to make knowledge of the summer camp that we are planning to do on Shirley Avenue. Our beautification project has been making progress. Last year, we were able to get the kids to do a camp between Shirley Avenue down to Keyworth Avenue, also doing some cleanup projects on Oswego. So what we were able to do was yoga and mindfulness in the morning, and then we would travel into a cleanup. And we are open to partners where there are 2 different hours where if you wanted to come in and you would have an hour slot to present or just be a part of the camp. We do 4 field trips total, and this camp has no cost to parents. So it's our goal to get some of that spillover. Our age group is low as 6 years old. I'm a dad of 2 6-year-olds, so I wanted to make sure any parents like me who needed some extracurricular things during the summer. So I did post my website and my socials in the chat if you are interested in getting more connected with that program.
Okay, Afewi. And I've also heard that you have another name, one of the mayors of Park Heights.
Yes, it's me, the Park Heights mayor, acknowledged by the governor and the mayor. So I'm the real deal, y'all. I appreciate that.
Awesome, awesome. Miss Beverly Campbell.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out to the Park Heights PHR Clean and Green team. On May the 3rd, they met with the PG&A Clean and Green team.
That is
and
the
they cleaned up
Pimlico Good Neighbors Neighborhood Association. PG&A.
Association. That's right. And the cleaning took place in Hamlin and Ingleside, Wiener Avenue and Hayward Avenue. And they did a terrific job. So we're saying thanks to PHR Clean and Green team. And we hope that we will continue to join with each other and keep our neighborhood clean. We also thank Mr. Derek Ellis for his help. He's spearheaded the groups. And even yesterday we picked up some flowers from Quantico and Park Heights, and Tabitha and myself took it to Park Heights and Winter, and planted there. We decorated it, so we're doing great things in the community. So thanks again to
Awesome.
PHR.
Now those flowers were donated from Preakness. So, and they shared them with
Yes,
the community. Thank you for taking part in that.
yes.
And I did find our picture, Miss Beverly, so I will be sending that to you.
Okay, thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate that. You did a good job with all the interviews and Channel
Yes, she
11.
did.
All that
Yes,
was
yes,
that
she
was
did.
kudos,
Thank
Yolanda.
you.
Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good job.
Thank
all of
you.
those outfit changes. Like, like,
Yeah,
great job.
that was magnificent. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Trying to
Someone,
spread the
You're
word.
welcome.
someone put a question in the chat about the info for the camp hasn't come through. Afiwe put his contact information. I don't think that he posted a flyer. So just scroll through the chat to find his contact information. And Mr. Mayor, Park Heights, if you could just read your contact information so it's further down, because there are almost 100 messages in the chat. That would be great for people to see. Oh, I misspoke. There it is. Okay, great. Yolanda, I wasn't able to upload it, but I am going to share my screen and we can look at the Olympics that way.
Thank you.
And that's not it. There we go. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, well, let's fix that right now. Let's fix that right now. There we go. So here are the Olympic Games. I'm going to try to scoot this bar over so y'all can see the full screen. Older Adult Olympic Games happening June 2nd through June 5th at the Zeta Center, which is located at 4501 Reisterstown Road. Please call 410-396-3535 for more information. 410-396-3535 for more information. And as Ms. Matthews shared, they are going to be closed on Monday, like most places, for the Memorial Day holiday. So call tomorrow so you can get more information about the Older Adult Olympic Games. And I think that's going to be extremely exciting. Our CEO will be the judge for some of those events. We're not sure yet which ones, but if you sign up for our text messages, then you may be informed sooner than others.
They're also looking for volunteers, particularly for cheerleaders.
Ooh, pom-poms included? Yay.
Janelle, can you send me that as well too?
Absolutely, absolutely. Robin has done a phenomenal job of capturing the items, posting them. So please, please check out the PHR social media pages and you can find all of this information there. The team is also working on displaying the information in a calendar format. So you'll be able to click on a specific day and know all the things that are happening on that day. So we're very, very excited. The meeting has technically come to a close, but I just wanted to show the candle so we can stay mindful. Mental health awareness, old adult awareness. You all have been a great, great audience, attendees, partners. Are there any more questions? Because I don't want anyone to feel left out. We're going to leave the chat open for, let's say, another 5 minutes to capture all the things.
I have one question.
Yes.
Is this recorded and am I going to be able to catch it anywhere after it ends?
You will be able to catch this meeting and all the things on the Park Heights Renaissance YouTube channel. Would you like to know how you can access the Park Heights Renaissance YouTube channel? Robin had a scan. She had a scan up. But what is the address for the Park Heights Renaissance YouTube channel? If I go to YouTube, how do I find it?
You type in Park Heights Renaissance.
What?
Yeah, that's it. and you'll know that you're there. Our logo, there might be another page, but our logo has the green circle around it. And you'll see in the bar, I'll put it in the chat, Park Heights Renaissance 6845.
You mean that fire go logo, the swoosh?
Yeah, with the swoosh.
I love that. I love that logo. We're running fast, doing many, many things. Yolanda, would you like to close us out?
Good night. God bless.
Thank
and
you,
have a
everybody.
Great
Thank you so
evening.
Download the app. Download the
Yes,
app.
please.
Download. People are reaching out to me from this meeting to be added to the app. So
Yes, that's what it's
please
about.
download the app. Mr. Muhammad, I'll see you very soon.
Absolutely.
Coming right to you. Coming right
Absolutely.
to you.
Absolutely. We are here. We are here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, I'm excited about that app.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
I'm gonna
Thank
download.
you all so much. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Great meeting.
Good night. Good night.
Awesome. This was good.